This is Between the Lines. Today, we dissect the road less traveled.
Hello, this is Carol from Ulua, and we continue in this section called Between the Lines with this same book, and we will continue for some more chapters. And today we have chapter 9, which is called Transference, the Outdated Map. Because if you remember in the previous chapter, we were talking about how to create our own maps of reality and how to keep them updated when new information was coming into our lives, basically. And in this chapter, we are talking about why it is so painful to get rid or to really accept new information and update our map. So we tend, in general, I'm speaking in general, maybe it's not your case, your specific case, but as humans, we sometimes tend to cling on to our current map, which might be outdated or not up to date, and we continue doing things just automatically. And this process of not letting go our current map and working on updating it and getting a better map or our reality is called transference. So he has a definition for that. He has a personal definition because he says that there are so many different definitions for transference as there are psychiatrists or psychotherapists in the world. So every professional apparently has their own definition of this process. So I will copy this phrase here so you can read it. But basically, what he's trying to say is that we have a set of behaviors, could be attitudes, could be personality traits, whatever it is that in our childhood we create because we need this at this time, right? And it's really necessary and sometimes even appropriate to have this set of principles, rules, behaviors, whatever it is that we have from childhood during our childhood with our parents and with the people that are surrounding us at the time. But then when we move into being adults, these chapters, ideas, rules, ideas, concept, principles, this map basically is not longer or may no longer be completely useful. So we have to translate this map into an updated one. Basically, it's like you are still functioning as if you were a child in some areas of your life instead of having grown up. That's what I gather from it. And what the doctor says is that this not updating our maps is really, he calls it pervasive and destructive for our lives because we cannot grow, we cannot move into adulthood or to functioning like adults, and we are still working as children. And this is really interesting because he also comes to give an example of a person he was assisting or he was treating in therapy a long time ago. And this person was a computer technician. He was really brilliant as a person in his job and everything, but he got divorced from, actually he was abandoned by his wife, and she also left with his children because she said that he was aloof from her, meaning distant from her. He was constantly avoiding taking responsibility. He was, even though he loved his children, he wasn't really a good parent, and he needed therapy according to his wife or ex-wife. So he went into therapy just to see if he had a chance in getting back his children. But when he realized that he had to work really put the effort into understanding what had happened, and that he would have to revise his map of his reality in the moment. He thought it was too much effort to do so. So he started delaying this, and for example, when the doctor asked him about his parents and behavior that their parents have during his childhood, he found out that was totally useless. And he also said that his parents were too busy to um, to help him do things. They had forgotten about his birthdays, a lot of things that had happened in his life. Actually, in the book you can read all the stuff that he went through with his parents. So there came a point where he decided to not trust anyone, not even his wife, because that was his this idea he had come up into being an adult person in age, because he couldn't trust his parents. His parents had forgotten about his birthday. They promised something and they didn't really deliver after some time. So he decided people were not to be trusted, basically. And this was his experience now being transferred into adulthood. So he couldn't trust his wife, he wasn't close to her, and those kind of things happen. And at the same time, he was like craving control over things because he thought that he could never trust anyone. And his children he could trust because they were dependent on him. So this kind of behavior, as you can see, was a result from his parents not fully loving him, according to the doctor. But he came with an explanation for that behavior from his parents during his childhood, as we all do, because we believe our parents are the best, and everything that our parents do is the things that you should do as a person in real life as an adult. That's what we learn from this transference. And remember that we talked about this too in the chapter called, which I called the name of the episode, Monkey See, Monkey Do. The Sins of the Father is called the chapter. Because everything that we do, unless we consciously put the effort into making it more healthy for us, we just do whatever that our parents did in our parents or the people that were around us. We learn to do that exact same thing. And yes, so this person he excused his parents, saying that they were too busy to, for example, to remember his birthdays and those kind of things. But he couldn't really understand that maybe his parents didn't really love him, and those kind of things that you, as a child, you can't believe because you think your parents are gods and goddesses. And so this person, according to the doctor, felt his treatment, felt accomplishing something, at least with him in his practice, because this person wasn't really into the idea of working on himself. He just wanted his children back, and so that was the reason he gave a chance for therapy. He gave therapy a chance, and in the end he became too busy too, because the doctor was treating him a certain day of the week, and then this person started working on another thing, and so he didn't have time to go to therapy. He changed sessions sometimes, canceled another ones, and So the doctor had to confront him and say, okay, if you are willing to work on yourself, when can you come? Let's arrange for the day. And finally he said, no, I'm too busy, and maybe if I can talk to you 2 hours um, before I can, and then I will come to your office. But the doctor said, no, that's not commitment, and that doesn't work for me, because I cannot be waiting for you to decide if you're coming or not to the session, because I have things to do too, and I can take on another patient and that kind of thing. So this person left. And if you can see the thing, he started doing the same thing their parents, or the things he interpreted in his mind that his parents were doing. They were too busy to do something. In this case, he was too busy to do therapy. And there is something that we tend to do, is justify in our actions, our parents' actions, and then our own actions, because it's the way our brain works. So we have to do a conscious effort in order to really, really, really try to make our map a reality or truthful for us. And as I always say, in this super busy kind of world that we are living, that we are constantly working, if you have children, having to do homework, help them do so many things, cooking, getting ready for school, and everything that I imagine that you do, and my parents used to do too. We are constantly working on something else, and we sometimes don't have time for ourselves. Even if you do, this is just my idea, the book doesn't say anything about meditation, at least not so far. Even if you meditate, this is my idea, even if you meditate, I think you don't fully pay attention, because sometimes you can be just sitting doing nothing, which could be considered quietness or meditation on one side, but you are not. Excellent if you like that kind of practice, that is good too, but we are not consciously updating our map, and that is another thing that has to be done. Again, because if we don't, as the doctor says here, but solving these problems by confronting this painful process, we in the end become healthier mentally. If we just let things pass by and we are still walking around with the same map that we had during our childhood, maybe unconsciously made most of the time, then we will not have a real truth, a real reality, and we might end up with some mental illness. This is actually said in the book that when we do not put effort on consciously working on our mind, we tend out to become ill sometimes. So again, here I know that you are here because you want to improve your mind palace. So I think I really hope that these ideas are helping you become in this very point to start thinking about how to create your own map of reality and how to upgrade it, and also how to learn new things, I could say. So, well, this is the idea for this chapter, and I don't want to ramble any longer in here because it's not necessary. We can continue with the next episode. And please, if you are still following this, or if you have just found these ideas and you think that they can be helpful for you or for anyone around you, please comment, share, like, and all those kind of things. Also, if you want, you can invite me a coffee. In coffee, you have everything linked in the description below. So again, thank you very much for your time and for being here with me, and have fun. See you in the next episode.
Stay tuned for Ulua's next episode.